And we're live, or at least I hit the go live button, you know? Are we live? Am I ever alive? That's the
Oh,
real
you're
question.
alive.
That's the real question. Am I ever alive? But I hear myself. Oh, we're going to hear echo. It's going to be cringe.
Yep, I'm echoing. Hold up.
No, I turned it off. It was on my end, because we're using desktop audio.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not echoing anymore. Hello, chat. Today we're talking about. Well, it's depressing to talk about. There's only been depressing news today. What the heck?
Yeah. Well, there is good news.
There's
Is that besides the fact that all you Americans had to pay taxes on the 15th, we also had Muyu's birthday on the 15th.
yippee! G- we gotta the tax cow.
Yep.
You gotta fork over to the tax cow, and don't say any. Don't jinx it.
It's your tax to the cafe.
Well, I'm just saying, don't jinx it. Uh, remember the whole like people posting like that meme where like nothing ever bad happens to Face Connect. It's like they already forgot. It's like they forgot, you know,
Yep.
about the cat. They
That
forgot.
does nothing, everything, like, and just wins, you know? That meme.
I hate it. I hate that
Yeah, that's
meme.
because,
Cause then like a
yeah, that's
lot.
because of,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead.
No, I just mean
No,
like I
go
know
ahead.
of bad stuff already happening before, and there's been the like a hiatus rotation now. It's insane.
Yeah, I will say we do have to say that we are glad that Hina is now back from her long time suspension of her
Suspe-
dealing with family issues.
It's not a
But now we have a similar thing where Dizzy decides to take over Hina's place and go into long-term hiatus.
if I look up, I smile, but I'm never smiling. Anyways, chat. Um. Anyways, you're enjoying the music. You're enjoying. I decided to make the background for Weed Day because it's tomorrow. It's like in 2 hours in my time.
Also, we have Faye's friend Hunter birthday also tomorrow.
Oh no, he's saying face friend. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to verify that. I'm gonna have to run that through the files. You don't know how often face friend gets abused. Oh my gosh. Man, I'm glad that people hate me because that way I could never claim the face friend thing. Like, oh, face friend Tommy Ito.
Hey, friend
No,
Tommy Ito, please, please.
anybody. Oh, I got begged the third. Oh yeah, once again, the basket wish forum went. Yeah, I've never done the face friend post ever.
Mm.
Nah, it's not my place. I maybe say that like certain people are Irie's friends, but that's about it. You know, like Korean VTubers that she collabs with or mentions, or they show up in chat. Oh my gosh, the Tonya the Tiger. I like Tonya though. She sings. Her song is still my like background on the main menu. It's good. Lucky Knight's really good. I'd play that if you know as a background, but that's what else's work. I don't want to do that. Ooh. What topics do you have today?
Well, I'm assuming that we have two graduations to announce, like based on what happened recently.
The big
Do you know
one?
which ones they are?
Oh wait, recently? Do you mean like that hasn't happened
Yep,
yet?
it happened. Like it's been announced that they're graduating.
Well, I mean, Gura's graduating, right?
Yep, Guru's graduating.
Dude, I streamed that day. I'm like, why? I have my new model, and I'm like, I'm gonna stream my new model. It'll be great. And I saw the Doom posted. I'm like, oh no, what if they're right and they are? It's
Male streams, it's over.
a male stream is killed. See, I told you, chat. Males ruined everything. You guys don't believe me. Oh man, it sucks. It sucks being male on a stream for male VTuber, but it's the burden I have to live with. Besides, I purchased like a baseline female model. And I made it very male looking.
Mm,
Hmm. That's
gotcha.
because I'm very, they. my my one friend always says, "When are you gonna be the Shoda on stream?" And now he can't complain, but he never shows up in chat. It's upsetting.
Also, you look like you just came from Lobotomy Corporation.
Ah, you think so? Oh. Uh, so one of my ideas for an intro screen was,
Mhm.
that Essex, like, sex? I was just gonna put myself in, like looking around while there's, like, a bottle, like, there's glue on a table. Like, just like the meme. Like the paste eating meme. I wanted that. But yeah, I do look I look very Lobato Corp. Now I think about it. Are you going to send me to fight an Eldritch Abomination, chat? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, the Eldritch Abomination is called Hime Rie.
Ah. Well, I hope she never finds out about me because that model is kind of. It is very Lobato. Nah,
Yep.
she's Tubin Hera.
Are you sure about that?
Uh huh. Well, I like never interact with her. Which she started reply guying on my VTuber account. That'd be weird. I did do that a few times actually, but never to my Oshi. I may have
Uh,
reposted her stuff, but I never quote retweeted because I know sometimes she checks that quote retweet stuff. But whatever, it's fine. Let's go on to other topics about not me being a Loboto Corp person.
yep. Very Grimble twink that Rie would actually like destroy savagely. What?
Huh?
What? What?
Huh?
Is there some issue?
Sorry, my mind was in shock for like 2 seconds. I was like, huh?
But you know that's true with your model right now. You know that she really loves Shota, right?
Oh yeah, but I showed up represent it represents my gremlin energy that I like to give off.
Uh,
Anyways, happy. That's not we date.
so I'm assuming that you know the second graduation that's been announced, right?
No, actually, you can inform me.
So the second graduation that's been announced is Folger Ovid.
Holger Ovid. Hmm.
Yep, a male from Niji Sanji En.
Oh yeah, I did hear about this because in my depression arc, I was just briefly skimming one of my messages.
Huh.
Anyways, yeah. So, the male graduating.
Yeah, a male graduate from Niji Sanji En. I know, scandalous. You know?
Well, don't they have a rotation or something?
Yeah, there is a graduation queue,
Game.
but he's
Actually,
he's the one that says, "Oh my goodness!" Like, it feels like an all-out war when you had the like quote unquote chained like video from Millie.
oh yeah, I'm kind of dumb because I forgot to announce. I forgot to retweet. I forgot to tweet out that I'm streaming.
Why don't you just say, "Hey, we're live right now"? Come on.
Yeah, I'm doing
Right.
that right now. Okay. Okay. I got it. You could keep talking. I hope that's the
While
right link.
while you're doing that, I just want you to just imagine for me
Yeah?
how much like these females will crash out because they already booked their flight to Offkai, right?
Yeah.
Just to imagine the crash that they're gonna have at Offkai, you know?
Crash outs at Offkai. I thought I'd be the only one. But it's okay. Nobody pays attention to males. Moids crashing out.
Moist.
Mo- Moids crashing out is like, oh, call security. He's losing composure.
Get away from the
Wi-
bar! He couldn't
Women,
do anything!
and he's get away from the bar. He's gonna go insane. Nah, I will not crash out. I will come back like a phoenix.
Bro, you crashed out so hard after you saw the post of Urka and Irie holding hands.
Oh, that was a joke. But I was also not feeling good, you know? And now it's even worse. You know, you know? Uh, It's even worse for me now. But I will not beg yet. Yet. I will not ask for donations yet. No. That's not how it's gonna go. I will come back from the ashes. Ashes of Creation coming soon. Never. Some
Wow, I know that
MMO.
you're a WoW player. Wow.
Anyway, I think I talked about being a WoW player before on these podcasts.
You did. Like when we were talking about like Guild Wars and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But personally, I just wow.
he hates WoW
I can't believe you're
players.
just a WoW player, you know?
I can't help it. It's in my nature to play MMOs and stuff. Wait, Pompon doesn't repeat. No wonder why you guys are filtered. It has to repeat. How do I set to repeat? It should repeat just like the other one. Why didn't nobody tell me this? In fact, why? It's my fault. Properties. Can I loop it?
What do you mean repeat?
Yeah, loop. Okay, there we are. Now my background music will actually repeat. Oh, I'm so stupid. Chat, don't look at my incompetence. Anyways. Yeah, so we have a graduation of a male and like one of the top streamers ever. If you think about it, yeah. Like she was big to the EN scene.
Yep, and she did so much for the culture of YouTube back in the day. It's ridiculous, you know?
It is ridiculous because it sucks without her around, but you know, I think is she doing a PL thing? They always come back from the ashes, right?
Oh, the thing is, we already know that she's coming back because because of what Kevin X tweeted.
Ah, see? You just have to look out for her, chat. Give her lots of love and support. She's broken free from corpo culture. And me, I'm going back to the lobotomy corp.
Mhm.
One day.
Sent to the VA dungeon.
Please don't. No, don't send me there. Anything but. It's Baldy. She only feeds mold. Sorry, just being a bit playful. But hey, got other topics like the ones I never mention on stream because well, you know, I'm very petty and I look at like some V-tweeters and I'm like, these V-tweeters are stupid. Why don't they just stream? Instead they complain about like political stuff and all that.
Dude, man, what do you think about the fact that you had the like Clover site go down?
With the site go down, the whole you almost got me. Yeah, I thought that was, well, you know what? They were part of. I saw something about me, and then next thing I know, it was down. Don't mess with me. I'm only teasing. Purely coincidence. Purely, but
Amazing.
it's very funny because I think I used to very PLE. I used to gain an audience off of you know, the indie ones, like the indie threads. I used to post there, like lit and all the no not lit, like what is it called? It's been a while.
Leg?
Yeah, that's why I
Lick
used.
my ball. Lick my
Yeah,
ball, lick my
Ligma.
ball.
You got Ligma balls. But no, but that was ancient, and the reason why I did that is because somebody else would post on the board that FaZe is known for, and then they used to say FaZe friends, and I used to be like, I hate this. And then we collected every post that that person put, and then we put it on a wall for him to look at. And we're like, we're disappointed in you that you even bothered. It was funny. But I've never done that with my own channel. I sometimes saw the Flavor one talk about me. Very rarely, but only because I got raids. And another thing about like well, look at me now. You know? I don't use the flavor tag. And I'm not AI generated anymore. So that's pretty good.
Oh, by the way, speaking of flavor, you had one like Nyana.
Mhm.
You know Nyana, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, she was playing, quote unquote, like Switch Fit. Was it like Ring Fit or like
Ring
Yeah,
Fit.
it's Ring Fit. And she did not spoil the actual where you put in your age properly.
Yeah.
She did too early,
To her.
and she just revealed that she's 29.
Oh no. Well, that's fine. I'm 30.
You're what?
I'm 30.
Wow. I can't believe you're an unk already.
Yeah, I already joked about that. I think I'm like I'm an unk, but I look good. I look,
Hey, OG-san, where's my like New Year's money?
you'll get it soon. It's not New Year's yet. You're spoiling the surprise. But no, I don't mind my age because age is just a number for me. But not that way, not that way. I just
Ah, what do they mean by that, chat?
I still feel young.
Age is just a number.
Not that way. I
Hmm.
I'm not into younger women, of course. I'm into older women. Everybody knows that about me. That's like my main thing, right?
That you're into older women?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But do you know why? Age is just a number for them. I want to dress them young. I want them to feel young.
Interesting. Interesting.
I will shop at the juniors department for
Hmm.
them.
I sent some ABDL stuff right here.
No, ew. That's gross. See, now you ruined it.
But yet you said that you like to dress them young.
Yeah, not that young.
Hmm.
I want them to feel like they could go clubbing like they're in their 20s or something.
So, clubbing like they're in their 20s. Did I ever go clubbing in their 20s?
I think so.
Interesting.
I mean, interesting. I think most people like it's not always like that, but I mean, some people are like. There was this one editor guy that posted about like clubbing, and he's just like, I'm in the corner, I'm enjoying a drink, and I'm just on my phone the whole time. I don't think it's clubbing in that like scandalous way. Why are you so silent, bro?
Well, I thought we were having discussion like what else can we transition off of clubbing? You know, like clubbing seals, like Nene, like
people.
How am I supposed to transition that?
I remember I was like I was talking to somebody and I'm like I revealed my age once and they're like, wow, they must ask your ID at the clubs all the time. And I'm like, do you think I'm he assumed that first of all I go to the clubs very often. I think that's very funny. The only clubs I go to are the ones where my homies are. Love my homies. Mwah. Kisses for you guys.
Bro, dude, if you want to go clubbing,
Hey
you know what's
yo,
gonna happen at the gym later.
oh, you want some amateur wrestling after the pump? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying that you are going to be
Uh,
like
hello,
both
by the way,
like getting
Mod.
fed and also losing so much weight because of how much you're gonna push you.
I love my mod. He actually showed up for once, even though he hates males.
He hates males. Ew.
Well, I, I don't really hate male VTubers, to be honest. Sure, I don't like the ones that are ego. I don't like the ones that like, SP, as I said, right?
Mhm.
If I feel that you're SP, I will not watch your content. Just the vibes.
Bro, like if we ain't vibing, we ain't riding.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean by SP, right?
No.
Well, I guess some like artists would kind of fall into that category too. Like Sex Pest.
Oh, so you mean like most male YouTubers, right?
Like, yeah, like most male VTubers. Oh my
Like it's
god.
like, why do you sex pets when you can literally just go to cons? They're legitimately free. Just go.
Well, they can go and Sex Pest and ask random cosplayers for feet pics.
Yeah, yeah. You can just go to like cons and they will literally like watch your sex pesting. Come on.
I just wish people wouldn't be sex pests. But hey, whatever. I ask for pics at cons, but it's not feet pics. I'm usually in the image too. That's kind of, is that ego? Being,
Yes, ego.
I guess so. But I mean, when people take pictures of me in cosplay, I usually let them in the frame unless they want like a group shot of not me. Well, not them in there.
Mm.
But I think it's nice. But I have a story, but I don't think I'll share it.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, it was kind of weird. But let's just say, currently on my request for pictures, right?
Mhm.
When it comes to like cosplay and all that, I have how much? Three to zero. Then zero refusals.
So wait, you actually cosplay?
Yeah, I cosplay. Well, yeah, you saw my chill day cosplay, right? And
Yeah.
I did my I did a cosplay at the first Offkai too. Well, not the first Offkai, but the first I went to.
Mm.
It counts as cosplay, I guess. It was John Drive. Did you hear is it like a Star Wars movie that's coming out where he's in it, or is that just in
Um,
talks?
bro, I legitimately like unless you tell me about the culture, I don't know about culture. For real, for real.
At least you know VTube culture, so you carry hard.
Yep.
But I just heard that like literally me, I was going to star in a Star Wars film, and ever since I was a
Mhm.
child, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to star in a Star Wars movie. But thankfully, I can live vicariously through literally me, because he's me. He's also everybody else who identifies as him.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know what movie it is. Just vaguely Star Wars.
But you know that everyone's gonna watch it because it's
Oh,
literally them.
speaking of that Clover website, remember what killed it? Minecraft.
Yeah.
Freaking
Chicken jockey.
Chicken Jockey. I'm torn because I actually watched that movie recently. And modern chat don't listen.
Chicken
I know
popcorn.
modern chat don't listen. I know how much you love that movie. I didn't
Bro.
like the movie that much. I don't know. They explain the silliest things and then they don't explain the other things. It's kind of weird. Like,
Hmm.
like I had to have somebody next to me tell me like what the heck was going
The
on.
plot is.
No, not the plot, but like when they mention how like the pig people can get like to the surface world and all that from the Nether,
Mhm.
and Steve, Jack Steve was over there saying like, "Oh my gosh, they're using blah 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 to get to the, they're using blah blah blah, or I smell blah blah blah." I forgot what it's called. One of you Minecraft experts might know, but they pretty much explained to me, yeah, that thing, that's how pigmen get to the surface.
Yeah, pigmen go like actually go to the surface by going through nether portals, and like that's a like actual in-game feature.
Yeah, but you mentioned like a very specific thing that keeps them like wilted to there. It's kind of weird. Like it was like a scent or something in the movie. And then they had the pillager scene. They had pillagers. Oh, and then there was like like a bromance between like I'm the leader guy. Who, by the way, I called it. By the way, I called it. Spoilers for the movie. Spoilers for those that don't want to hear spoilers. So there's a scene where he like blows up, and it's supposed to be like a huge sacrifice scene. I'm like, watch it. He's gonna come back at the end and save them. And then that happened. I'm just like, someone's like, wow, who goes all that? I'm like, bro, I know these movies. The people who
It's literally
die,
the same exact like
yeah,
plot points.
yeah.
Like
I'm
they
like
don't change it.
the people who die will always come back at the end to save them, especially if they do like a heroic sacrifice.
Yeah, like again, that just like that just tells you how like much Hollywood like actually like failed in story writing. Because in story writing, you're not supposed to know about this. Or if you know about the typical like movie plot point storyline, it's supposed to be so good with the animation and story that you just like turn it off and don't realize it.
Yeah, that's the problem. I watch movies sometimes with family or friends, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna happen next because they're like, did you watch this movie before? I'm like, no. I just know that every plot's similar. They're all the same. They probably reuse some script from an old movie. I watched that one movie, and now I know how the plot points will go. I feel that like way too often. There needs to be change. I will be that change. I'm writing the screenplay as we speak. And now
I'm in Hollywood's DMs right now,
yeah.
writing a movie about your Oshi, where I am the one that marries her in the end.
Oh, that's harsh. I would do that. That's awful. So what's your actually? I shouldn't speak about that.
What?
I did actually review a I so some people you know sometimes ask me for advice, and one time it was
Mhm.
like a writing thing, and sometimes I like I like review like people who give. By the way, you can totally do that. You can ask me to read your book. I could I could be one of those test readers, beta readers, right? So I will like,
Mhm.
yeah. If you write a book, I'll write. I'll give you suggestions, and I'll give you a lot of suggestions that you might not like. I'm like, I'll really point out like certain parts of your story that I really enjoy, but then I'll be like, hey, why don't you do this? Or I want to see this possibly be a thing. You don't have to take the advice.
So if I write an AO3 fan fiction, you're telling me that you will read it?
Yeah, I'll read your AoE fanfiction. I'll even read it on stream if you want. I'll read it to my viewers. That sounds like a fun idea. Why don't you just write a AoE3? Yeah, why don't you write a fanfic and I'll read it to my viewers? Wouldn't that be good? Oh, you're too scared.
It depends, you know.
Right?
Because like, are you sure you want to read my thing?
Listen, just either that or write one where it's me and Lobotomcore. And you could write whatever you want. You could write me dying horribly. You could write Rie trapping me in a dungeon. I don't care. I'll read it.
Just imagine if it's Bombi, Tuna, Irie, and then you in the chair.
Oh no, I can't deal with this. My mentals. I'm dead. And then I freaking die. I die saying I lacked Bumblebee Tuna. They only had Charlie. They only had Charlie, bro. You know, Sunkiss.
No.
Oh, it's Tuna brand. Opposite Tuna brands. Charlie is he's a mascot. You never seen Sorry Charlie? God,
No.
what are you? Some kind of Zoomer?
Dude, I legitimately don't know a lot of culture, you know?
I see. So he's never seen the Sunkiss this commercials where they're like, "Sorry, Charlie, we want tunas with we don't want tunas with taste. We want tunas that taste good."
Yeah, I never seen that.
You know, because he's like an art snob, Tuna. So he wants to be selected by Sunkiss, because he's like, look how nice I am. Look how like proper and how good taste I have. And they always tell him it's not good taste, it's taste good.
Mr. ESL, hello?
Yeah. So I always enjoy those little commercials. They make me happy. We don't have good commercials.
Happy. Bum, 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 bum.
I
Happy.
I was thinking of the happy, joy thing, but that's its own controversy. You know, when you were teasing me for age is just a number, that guy literally believes it.
What?
The guy who made that series, the Ren and Stimpy.
Wait. He's actually an edophile?
Yeah. At least from allegedly. What is it proven? Allegedly, I'll say it. There was talks about that. Not really like a, you know, not a straight up, you know, like some super young and all that. It wasn't anything like that. It was more like questionable teen age. Anyways, I don't know if that's a controversial topic because like everybody, I think, thinks he did it anyways, or at least was trying to groom a fan or something. Allegedly.
Bro. Speaking of grooming a fan, we have another topic that's somewhat related to this.
Oh, good thing I brought it up.
Well, the thing is, you have the whole thing that happened with Elvin Psyop, like this week.
Yeah.
Where she actually, quote unquote, like she actually addressed some of the allegations in a YouTube video today. But I talked to some people who worked with Kiki, not Kiki, but like Elvin Psyop, and that was just her being groomed by her head mod, you know?
Ah, I see. So it's.
But the head mod tried to like claim victim and say that, oh, like it's not me who's the whore, it's the like female VTuber that's the whore.
Yeah, that's mod behavior. That is mod behavior. Mega mod behavior. Not you.
It's head.
Not you.
The thing is, this was from her head mod.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, the Jaeger in chat, you're my head mod. You're not like that. Love ya. You know who's closer
Jaeger,
to that?
Jaeger, if your don't respond in like 5 minutes, like not even 5 minutes, in 1 minute, that just means that you admit that you're gay and you're an Oshi whore.
That's mean to him. Don't tell him that. He's my mod.
What?
He demands respect. He runs the subreddit. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me with a subreddit? That would be so stupid. I've never been touched that site like login wise. I only look at it for like the video games. That would be so funny. That would be a funny joke too, and then force him to write to actually moderate it. Oh no, that'd be silly. That'd be so. I have all these evil plans in my head. I am the most evil VTuber on the inside, but I'm like, I won't do it.
I can't do it.
Think about how fun it'd be. Think about it. Think about it. I won't have to curse your family for 10,000 generations. Don't worry. I don't know evil magic. Besides, remember? Like, I was Luce for a bit. Well, I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Since I was Luce for a bit, I shouldn't go to like being like an evil VTuber because that'd be weird. You know? It's already in the established canon, the Catholic thing. So we gotta keep going. Even with the redesign.
Well, if you are Catholic, then why are you not celebrating our favorite day today? Well,
What?
tomorrow.
Exactly, it's tomorrow. Jesus' resurrection,
Oh,
bros.
it is today in where he was. So
Yeah. So happy Easter, everybody.
happy Easter.
I should have put up an Easter. Look, here's what I put in your Easter basket. Those things. I don't know what they are. I can't like those things. The things in the baggie.
Jesus approved?
It's kind of like breaking the wafer, you know. It's like communion.
Breaking the wafer.
Yeah, communion. It's just like communion. Chat, you're gonna have your first communion. Look, we have the palms over there, and we have the bread to break, and that dust. That dust is the dust from Jesus' tomb. See, I worked it all in. I worked it all in. That's not blasphemy, by the way. I'm just trying to make it, you know, work. I mean, they kind of look like wafers. Like those little wafer things you dip in wine. If you squint hard enough. I'm trying, okay? But what I'm thinking about is like the resurrection aspect, right? Because all these VTubers die, but on the third day they'll rise again. What? It's true.
Yeah, it is true, but it's like
it's true. But I'm not calling them the Messiah of VTubing. That'd be freaking weird. That would be like a certain somebody.
You're like, you know, some people say like girl was that, you know?
Yeah, I will never call anyone the Messiah. The only Messiah I need is my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's true. Yeah, I think there's a certain amount of like, what do you call it? Well, I mean, okay, I could see it as like, you know, Gura saved the Yen VTubing sphere, right?
For Hololive.
Yeah, for Hololive. And do I say it's the same? It should be under the same like way I say. Oh, well, actually, with more reverence than that. Do you know why? Because I'm like, oh, Fire Emblem Awakening saved the FE series. And I think that Awakening is kind of it's not the best game, but it saved the series, and I'll be thankful for that. Then again, what the heck is Nintendo doing with that series anyways?
Well, speaking of Nintendo, they can't really do anything with fucking pricing anymore. Because like what the fuck did you expect when you tried to sell a like $500 console with like $80 to $90 video game prices? Like in this economy.
In this economy, in front of my Link My little Link statuette. How dare you? He doesn't want to hear this, bros. Do you ever see that image where it's Sonic and it's the well, we'll use, since we keep bringing up Hime, it's the Unhime convention, right? And it's Sonic there, and then you see Mario there, and he's like, "What are you doing here? This is supposed to be my thing." He's like, "It's supposed to be my thing to be like this." He was upset. But you should know what I'm talking about because I said the Unhime convention.
No.
The Unalive convention.
No brain cells.
You see, chat, he was like, "You're the Irie of this podcast." But now I feel more like the Clara.
Bro, you can be Clara. I'd rather be Irie than Clara.
I see. Well,
You know exactly why.
oh, you like being pawn all the time and getting overworked and all that? I just mean like. I don't mean be.
How many hours do you work? Like when you were like back in the day, you know? At your prime working hours, how many hours did you work? Like
they had me almost working 12 sometimes just because they fudged up my schedule.
12 hours
A day.
a week? For how many days?
It'd be once in a while. My usual times are a bit over like 9, you know, like the 9 to 5 thing. I work
You
a
don't
good...
work 9 to 5.
No, I don't. I said it's over that. You know how many times I had to schedule a podcast and be like, I can only help you after 10 p.m. or something? Yeah, that's because of my job.
Bro, like, just so you know, I usually like work around like 110, 120 like hours a week, like bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. Okay, that makes sense.
So like 50 to like 55 to 60 hours a week.
55 to 60. Oh, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's more than me though, but that's okay. I understand. I won't be that burnt out. It depends on the job too. Like if I had to work that much and it was like those tasks, you know how much they asked me to do? And then there were so many slackers and I feel like I'm the only one in the freaking like building the whole time.
Remember,
it was awful.
80% of the work is done by 20% of the people.
Yeah.
Triple S.
No, I mean literally we had so many callouts and stuff all the time. And then it'd be like, "Oh, are they coming in to at least cover my lunch?" And they're like, "No. They called out."
Lamau.
I would have to call out sometimes too, and then they get really upset when I did it. Because they're like, "We rely on you so much." Like,
yeah, that's because you're the only productive person. At that point, you usually say, "Hey, increase my wage."
Yeah,
bitch.
I should have done that. But it was set up weird. I did have pay increases, but not enough to my liking. Used to be so good. We used to get bonus pay for like a lot of different things that we didn't get bonus pay for anymore. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, that first year was so good. Just getting all that. Getting extra pay. It was just extra pay on top of extra pay, and then they're like, "We don't do that anymore." I'm like, "What? Huh? What do you mean you don't do that anymore?"
Why am I working here?
Yeah. What do you mean you don't do that anymore? What do you mean I'm wasting my time like overnight and then dying the next day? Well, you know, hopefully next place doesn't freaking suck like that. No, I heard I heard they had a bunch of firings recently. Like a ton. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, what's wrong? Are you like stupid? Like, when I was there, you know how often customers complained about it being understaffed? They did it all the time. And they're always so grateful when they finally found me. They're like, oh my gosh. They're like, thanks
The
for being
only person
here.
that actually does something.
I'm like,
Wow.
I'm like, this
Please
is,
help me.
I'm like, this isn't even my floor or my department, but I'll help you. I'll help you just so you don't complain. But nah, that's enough about my workplace. I will not have to purge all my insider info that I did drunkenly. I admit, while talking to close friends, I did drunkenly talk about a lot of inner workings.
Hmm.
Anyways, I think SG Mini Nikki might know what I'm talking about, and my mod in chat. I say I have frustration, really.
Dude, I can't believe how many like girls hit on you at your workplace.
Oh, yeah, that was weird too. It was very weird. Can you imagine though? They discover me and they're like, oh my gosh, he's a cute little. So cute. He's cute in real life, and he's cute on the screen too. And he's cute. He's a cute little character, and he still has the nice voice.
You know how much these like Rie and others would just gobble you up.
Like, you scare me saying that. And I usually don't get scared of women. I think the only actual like big interaction I think was kind of teasing her about like her that one time she replaced her model with like a booba bottle. I made a meme with like Arya and Hina, and they go it's the do you remember the what is it called? You know, look at what they need to have a fraction of our power. Whatever you're in, she's like, go fuck yourself. And I liked her comment. And I replied, I'm like, I'm sorry, I had to. You don't understand. I had an urge. Besides, you're the only one that responded. Nobody else drew attention to it. I just make silly little memes, and I know that I don't get much traction, so I just make them. Maybe I'll give you a laugh, you know? But so I got cussed at. But then again, that's fine. Maybe she had a laugh about it. I mean, look at her now. Now she does have the booba model, so you know she one-upped me. She showed me, surely. She one-upped me for sure, bros. But I like the Alias generation. I know sometimes they're the imposter syndrome generation.
No, they're the redheaded stepchild to Sakura.
Exactly. I feel bad though, but they are very important, I would say, to me, because they're my Oshi's gen mates, first of all. And they're her friends and co-workers, so it's fine. I do want to see them have more success. But yeah, it's Gen 3 that took a hit. Wow.
Oh, wait, NASA's birthday merch like closes on 420 day.
Oh no, but I can't buy. Not currently. That sucks. I hate my life. It's okay, chat. I don't hate you guys, and I like streaming. In fact, I should have been streaming more. I'll get on my funk and then stream more. I always say I'll stream more, but technically, I did pull this podcast together, and I was going to stream something else, like, today. If I thought about it. Yeah, that's cool, because you know what? I could go on as long as I want now. Until I get tired. Or run out of topics on this podcast, then I have to switch to something else. What if I
What do you
pull...
think about FaZe Academy?
FaZe Academy? I don't know. I was working most of the time for it. No, like, it was probably really big and major, but I'm glad that Mayoshi came back for that. Very cool of her. She's always cool though.
The thing is, it really wasn't that major. It's just the fact that you had like a lot of content because you didn't have any dead hours, you know?
No dead hours, chat. Think about it. Imagine if my fake corpo had no dead hours. Cypher is carry. See, if we were actually a corporation, Cypher would be carrying us. It's true. Streams a lot more than me.
Really?
Yeah. He does, and he gets tired, and he works a lot too. So the fact that he does that is pretty cool. Very admirable of him. And I remember even in PL, he put in a lot of work. So that, you know, I can understand. But that being said, I've been very isolated from a lot of people recently.
Cypher Doko.
Not just Cypher Doko, I just mean like I've personally been keeping to myself. I don't want that. At least not forever. I've been trying to go back to, even with my like Oshi's fans, I kind of don't. It's like when I pop in, it's like, oh my gosh, he's here. You're here. Hello. I haven't seen you lately. I'm like, I have reasons I don't want to discuss why I'm like this. Oh, I did go to sleep early, for the collab yesterday. I was feeling really tired. But I did watch some of it, and that was nice. And then I went to sleep, and it kind of like ended a little after I went to sleep, so I didn't miss too much. Now, Alias Cole. What?
The thing is, I like how you literally had Ponko the stream before saying, "Oh, I wish I had more collabs with Alias and all that stuff." And then the next the collab after that was just all of Alias except for Ponko streaming the drug game.
It wasn't the drug game. They played like I think they just played multiplayer Stardew Valley or something.
Huh.
Because was it Stardew Valley? I don't actually know that game. But they were playing the not drug game because they couldn't get it to work. So do you want in honor of them? That's why we have the background. That's actually the main reason I'm thinking I'm gonna put the drug background because they had that drug game collab. See, I think ahead of time. I just have like, you know, my Irie thoughts, and they're in the back of my head, and they slowly influence me to do what I do. And I do it without thinking about it, because you know what? It's not my head thinking, it's my heart thinking.
Bro, if it was your heart thinking, then you would have like Biko and Ponko there, because the thing is, like she wanted to be in a collab, but yet maybe it's the wrong time where they didn't communicate.
I don't want to put like
Came back.
I don't want to fill my screen with VTubers, you know that, because then they'll be like, oh my gosh, he's pandering, he wants their attention. You know? There's special things that I do. Like, yeah, that 24-hour Irish stream, birthday stream, of course I'll do that. But, you know, that won't be like a reoccurring thing where I'll always pop up. Dude, I'm bad, never mind. I thought about it, you know, I'm terrible. Or my Silent Hill playthroughs literally had there as, like, I'm looking for my wife, have you seen her? She's just faded in the background. It's like, chat. Where's my wife? Look at my where's my wife uniform? Do you know about the where's my wife uniform?
No.
It's you wear a green jacket. You wear a green jacket and go around with the you go around with the green jacket because there's all those games that came out where like you're always looking for somebody and they would always wear like a green jacket, and so me and my friends called it the "Where's My Wife" fit. we joke around a lot about a lot of things being like that, like the what do you call it? You know Alan Wake?
Yep.
Yeah, like the Alan Wake bit.
Like I know the game exists, but I don't know about the storyline or anything.
Well, I guess it wasn't a Find My Wife thing. It was more like, oh, I wrote a bunch of things under the influence of darkness, and then they come true, and then I forgot that I wrote it, kind of deal. And then he has to fight shadow people, because you know maybe he didn't go to sleep and he started seeing shadow people. You defeat chat. This is how you beat shadow people. You defeat them with your flashlights.
Huh?
Your flashlights. Not that. Not what you're thinking. I said flashlight.
Well, he didn't enunciate, so it was kind of confusing there.
You really want me to be. You want me to be the Clara of this podcast, though. No, I say like. I say a lot of like, you know, you buy stuff without thinking that I'm saying you buy things.
Yeah.
It kind of just happens. I do like the jokes, and I'll acknowledge them. See, that's the thing. I acknowledge them. I think that's the biggest part. But I'll be saying it without thinking. Like the nurse thing. I still like that clip, and I still share that clip to this day. It was a really funny interaction about me talking about big pipe.
Huh?
You know, the one you get in the game.
I never played the game, so what do you mean by that?
Well, there's always pipes in Silent Hill games. I don't know why that's like a frequent weapon, but it is.
Remember, I never played Silent Hill.
Yeah, I know. You never even seen a playthrough? Like back in the day, like that's all that there used to be on YouTube. At least
Never
for
watched
me.
a playthrough of it.
I used to just watch the playthroughs of Let's Players. Let's Long Play. Let's Long Play. Well, they didn't call it Long Play back in the day. It was just Let's Play. And then
Yep, it's
later
called Let's Play.
And then later on, Let's Play became those 10-minute segments.
Yeah, playthrough.
No, it became like Let's Play, and then it's a 10-minute segment, and it's just like 10-minute segments of the game that they would record. And then some people who wanted to go back to the old ways of doing it would call it long play. So they'd have long play with comment, and then long play with commentary or long play without commentary.
Dude, I love long play with no commentary.
You know what's funny though? I thought about the 10-minute segments, and I thought about long plays, and I thought, oh my gosh, do you know who survived? Do you know who survived to see the end of Gura?
Who?
The King of Hate, DSP.
Dude, you know DSP
Yes,
somehow managed to outdo the queen of YouTubing.
How does he do? He survives everything. I always will make that one joke where like the world gets nuked and he's still there. He's still there doing his streams, right? He's still there doing streams, and then a survivor comes across him, and then he goes like this. He's like, he does like the snort he does, and then he like laughs like a seal. He's like, bug life mechanics, and then the guy dies. Like, he'll be around forever. I love
So,
it.
who do you think will win? Lumi or DSP?
My bet's on DSP. This guy has been the IRS for some weird reason. This guy's going places. But the reason why is I used to watch the how not to play stuff, the long cuts, like the super cuts of his things.
Yep.
And that's where I really became a fan, quote unquote. I'm like an ironic fan of DSP.
Huh.
Like, I'm not like an actual, like, I don't support him or anything, right? Like, pay his bills because all he does is ask for money and stuff, right? But I do enjoy, like, he is a treasure in his own way. It's kind of like a lolcow, to be honest. He's like a lolcow to me. I just like watching. I just like watching him bumble around and freaking, you know, stumble, play games terribly. It's admirable. In a way. I'll never be like him because he's also like a huge grifter and all that. And also, you can't take criticism. I would never ban like half my chat just because they disagree with me. But my chat.
Thanks for the money, dummies.
Thank you
Or
for
this
the
fake
money,
line.
dummy. Or online play. Only the shitty may apply. No, I reference that all the time. You guys should see my like viewers should know my DSP influence because I would always make like I'd always make impressions to DSP stuff. Like I'm like lag appears in the game. Online lag. Or I should play a Kojima game and just be like, fucking Kojima! He hates me.
Kojima is directly controlling this AI to make.
Yeah, Kojima is himself. Kojima hates me. I can't believe Kojima would do this to me. I gotta watch his, I gotta watch the How to Not Play again. I don't know if they're still doing it, because, what happened was the Sons of Kojima people became a bunch of cringe lords. You know, they became, like, locals themselves. Because they got really into it. Like, I like the supercut people that make, like, little notes. But I don't like the people that are like, oh, I could be more talented. Or I could do this better. Or whatever, right? Like, criticism's fine. But, like, they got kind of ego about it. Like, remember the well... Do you know the well in Africa story?
No.
There's a well in Africa to prove that they're better than DSP. They donated to make a well in Africa. It says Sons of Kojima on it. And they only did that out of spite for DSP. And then they had like their own podcasts and stuff. The podcast was okay to listen to at first, but then they got like too ego about it. I should have joined
So
this.
DSP outlived another anti yet again.
He'll never outlive me. No, wait, I'm cursing myself. Don't say that. No, retract that. Edit it. Edit that out of the video. That's getting edited out of the... Is it... I'm not an anti, though. I'm more like a ironic enjoyer.
Surely.
Yeah, well, I don't go around antiing him, or else I would make the How to Not Play stuff. I like dunking on him, like doing the thing, but it's not like about his financial status. Like they would dunk on him for his financial status, for like his girlfriend breaking up with him, you know, Panda Lee. And then they tried to do like that whole catfishing thing. Well, I don't think that was Sons of Kojima. I think they supported it, but there was like a whole catfishing thing he did with some like an actual prostitute or something. And they were claiming that he hired a prostitute and he didn't. I wouldn't hold that against him. I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, what a terrible person. He's just there for me to enjoy. I have a lot of people I like to enjoy in the most ironic way. Of course, iDubbbz is my ironic enjoyment. It's more like the backlash he gets these days. I used to unironically be a fan.
Really?
Uh-huh. His early content was pretty good. Heck, I even liked before the content top stuff. I liked when he did that silly Mafia game and just did unboxings and stuff. And then people like really followed him after the content stuff. So I was watching him before the you know, content cop series. That man changed hard. He went back on everything he used to be, and it'd be like, I'm growing up. You don't grow up in that way. I used to beat up people all the time, and then I'm like, that's not how you make friends. I'll grow up and not beat up people, but that doesn't mean I will be, completely spineless. Something like that. I think that's better development. I would never like flip flop on my ideals completely. Especially to appease, people. What do you think? Do you know much about his situation?
No, that's
Mm,
why I'm like quite silent for a while.
ah. Do you know the Trolls Remorse thing?
No.
So, Trolls Remorse is when somebody who did edgy content at some point, or like, ran like, let's say, mm, I think we could say gay ops or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, just to troll people. And then they get, like, they become a big content creator, and then they're like, I'm the opposite of everything I used to do. Because that was terrible. And I would. But then they, like, distance themselves from it completely. Like, they act, squeaky clean. It's like Trolls Remorse, you know?
Oh, like iDubbbz.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Trolls Remorse.
I think they were never like edgy to begin with. It's just the fact that they just took advantage of the wave, the cultural wave.
Oh yeah, at the time, a lot of people were very like that. Very, very outspoken. Very like it's either this. His very famous saying, right? Of it's you know, they go. By the way, I didn't pick out a topic for these podcasts. I just call them podcasts because I know I'll talk about anything. You do know that, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is about him is he had a very famous saying, and it wasn't the slurs that you can't say now. Besides those slurs,
Well,
uh,
that's what Tanya, you know. Tanya, yeah, she deserved that slur.
yeah, but no, I just mean like no, he said he would say slurs constantly in his videos because he was trying to prove a point, and the point is very famous saying that I can actually say is it's either all okay or it's not okay.
Or not okay.
Yeah, you know that slogan, right? And
Yep.
look at him now. He completely backflipped on that completely.
And that's because of his girlfriend. And the thing is, like, no, it was never my girlfriend. Oh, it was her girlfriend.
It kind of was his social circles as well as her. She used to work with his older videos too, as like a fan turned creator.
Mhm.
I think it's the social circles that they both moved into, and then she like changed as well, and then cracked the whip on him, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And what they did recently was terrible.
Yep. The content cop. Yeah, it's a content flop.
It's not only that, but they like uh as I don't even like H3. In fact, I didn't know H3 existed until I heard it, saw him collabing on iDubbbz video. To be honest, I never got his popularity. But
The thing is, H3 was popular because he was doing the same exact thing as like iDubbbz, but for him, it's just that he did it in a way that was how do I put this? He formatted in a way of like pointing like people who are like obviously bad, like the humongous thing.
yeah.
Yeah, he was like mostly going over that stuff and pointing out the fact that like these guys are like really bad because of the characters, like based on their actions, not the like and etc. etc.
I think there
However,
was like one time where I considered him like admirable in some way, and that was the lawsuit thing. But then again, that was about free speech and getting like
it wasn't even about the loss, like him, like about the lawsuit thing. The thing is, for him, he just took like he basically like needed to crowdfund a ton of resources, so he like said like, hey, this is about like freedom of speech.
yeah,
But in actuality,
yeah,
like after he got covered and some of his friends for their legal suit, he didn't really like do the rest of the favors. which is why you had like a ton of controversy about that.
Yeah, exactly. That like it was supposed to be just like a public fund for like defense of like anybody
But it was
saying
just only for him and his friends.
yeah. So I'm like, when that situation was going around, I at least gave him some attention. I'm like, oh yeah, that's that guy that's making that. But then I heard about the aftermath, and I'm like, ugh, can't trust anybody. You really can't.
Mhm.
Mm, can't, can't. Can you guys Tommy Trust or Tommy Trust, please? You could trust me, chat, because I don't expect anything of you. That's probably what I could rely my trust is that I don't. I do have some things I need to probably work out with people. Um, yeah, so I need to work out some things with people, but I have a lot of promises that I need to keep. But I won't demand money of anybody, and even if it was, it'd just be like an open donation thing or whatever.
Mm.
I'm not expecting you to pay me, because I consider it the same way Myoshi does, that this is like a hobby, right? If I get paid for it, that's fine. If I was working for a corpo, sure, I guess I would care more about like less about payments, more about views, I think. Or at least, I play a lot of debuff games. You notice every time I play Mahjong, it's always like a debuff. And then I play a game I'm really autistic about, and then I get a lot of viewers. I'll
The thing
still
is, even with Mahjong being a quote unquote debuff, it's not really a debuff if you like actually
I
like paying an Asian audience, you know?
well, no, I enjoy streaming it. Even if it's me alone, like playing, I will play Mahjong because I enjoy doing that and I want to enjoy the content that I want to do, right? Like, if I was in a corpo, right, I would have to be like, okay, this will be
It's time
flavored.
for flavor of the week, flavor of the month, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll do.
Play games I don't really like, etc., etc.
But the thing is, I saw a perspective on how to do that, right? I'll do those, and then on one day or 2 days, I would play a debuff game, just to, I'd stream constantly enough, or like I'd have to like put it into the flavor of the month. Like I'll stream 2 days, and then like 2 times a day, and I'll put my debuff game into it because I still want to put out the content I enjoy, the content that defines me as a creator. And I put Mahjong Parlor in that location thing, so I have to play Mahjong. Not just because I have obligation, but because I personally chose it as like a tie to my character.
It's legitimately your calling card tag.
Exactly. Even if it's a debuff, I still enjoy it, so I'll still do it. And I don't think I'll change because you know why? I'm not in my 20s. I don't have to like introspect on myself and be like, well, I could be a completely different person. I'm locked in to who I am, unfortunately.
He's hard locked in, boys. He's not leaving. Let's fucking go.
Graduation next. No!
Tommy hates us.
No. No, there'd be no reason to do that at all currently. In fact, streaming is pretty much my only outlet currently.
Only outlet? Kinda sus there.
Yeah, it is. Like, if I'm not just gaming at the moment or going outside to walk around in the nice fresh air. I like nighttime air. Do you know that? It's not the same though.
Oh yeah, nighttime air is always nice. You know?
It's not the same though. It's different when you got like cigs and you got like whiskey and
Bro, I thought you quit SIGs.
yeah, that's why I said it's not the same anymore.
Well, couldn't be me, you know?
Dude, you don't understand. It feels so nice. It's so free. But whatever. I can't do it with Zins. It doesn't make it. It's not as comfortable.
Yeah, it's not the same. Like because like you don't have any burning. It doesn't like fill in your lungs as well with like the cold, sweet air. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Oh, the best time. I guess I could still get whiskey and get like just blink out of blink out of existence on my memory for a bit. Like I was walking somewhere. I walked really far, and I kept like going back in and out of consciousness, and I'm just like, wow, I'm really far from where I live. And then
The
I
thing is
I
like,
sobered up and then found a way back, so no worries.
bro, the thing is for me, like you just need to have like non-alcoholic alcohol, my dude.
It's not the same. I
Yeah,
don't.
I know it's not the same, but guess what?
It's the buzz. It's the tipsiness. That's what
Yeah.
fuels me. I'm not even an alcoholic. I used to drink a lot more. Then again, man, I used to do a lot. Like I used to drink a lot more, and when I drank a lot more, I used to be in a better place. And not just because of the drinking. I used to like work extremely hard. I used to do all this other stuff. I used to do more art, do more editing and clipping under drinks. Man, maybe maybe I need to buy more booze. It's a motivating factor if you think about it. But no, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's I know it changed, personally. I hate restrictions. Anyways.
What changed?
Oh, no, don't worry about it. No, I just mean what changed. Okay, let's just say this. Think of a VTuber year one compared to how they are now.
Mhm.
They connect the dots.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh well. Can't really. You can't really go back in time. But I'll always treasure those memories. I guess if you follow an indie VTuber, you don't really experience that.
Well, like the fact that you don't get the same feeling of like I miss the Chuba, I miss like when they're doing like XYZ thing. I like miss the old culture, the community. It was very confident, etc. etc. Like you get that a bit with indies, but it's like they usually like filter themselves out.
Yeah, it's kind of upsetting, but with like corpos, it's like yeah, well, their management and bosses get complaints, so they get that weird thing where it's like, oh my gosh, they're only paying attention to certain chat members over the general audience, and then that goes into a thing. Anyways, I'll stop thinking negatively. Where
Bro,
was
that's
I?
exactly what happened to a butter cookie who crashed out.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, we could talk about him. He crashed out hard, and I looked at
Yeah,
it.
he crashed out real hard to where like you literally had Chino talk about this in a stream. It was like, bro, what the fuck are you
She
doing?
talked about it in a stream too.
Huh?
She talked about it in the stream or just the tweet.
She did a tweet and like the start of the stream talking about it, you know?
I'm a nobody. Oh, sometimes you know what made me crash out? The fact that I'm a nobody, but a known nobody.
A known nobody?
A
How's that a thing?
known nobody. Because I was like, why are people even talking about me? I'm literally a guy in chat. I'm just a gotchi, bro. It's kind of upsetting. But I didn't like what people were saying about me. Well, it's because I was vulnerable at a certain point, and then I'm just like, oh, that's probably why you see my name changed everywhere else. I'm cooling down on the gotchi thing, and then that gotchi letter meltdown like made me have to like simmer down a little, at least for
Yep.
now, at least till I feel it again. So that's why I'm like that. But yeah, I did give a read over, and it was funny because I'm like I could totally see myself like that if I ever crashed out. But it would be like out of like if I put my negativity really to it, I could see myself as that. It's always good to see yourself in somebody that is kind of, you know, it's good to see that because you help yourself self-reflect. That's what I say.
Mm.
Like, a lot of times when I hear about gotchi crash outs, I'm always like, that could be me. Under the wrong mindset, that could be me. And I always have to toe the line that that won't be me. You know?
Yeah, because like you don't know yourself until you get to that emotional state, and when you're in a very emotional state, it become very irrational.
I agree completely. But to help myself feel better, uh, yeah, I don't know about all the attention he got for it though. It sounds like a repeat offense, but then again, I doubt anybody's going to take out a 10K. I would never take out a loan for a VTuber. And okay, this is the part I'm upset about. You want to hear what I'm upset about?
What?
That money didn't go to Sheena. It went to like art commissions and merch.
Yep.
I'm like, at least if you're gonna gotchi crash out, right? At least send the big numbers to your Oshi.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Jeez. Like if I ever crashed out that hard, well, first of all, I probably would live long after that. I'd take out the biggest loan possible, send to Irie, just be like, bye forever. Because I'm not long for this world. But the like I said, if I ever did, it would go to her if I had that intention. But I would never do that. So if you're listening to this, which I doubt, and I doubt it, if you're listening to this, don't worry. I will not take out a loan for you. I will not put myself in financial risk for you. You yelled at me for less. No, really.
Yeah, she unironically did.
Yeah. So, I wouldn't do that because that'd make her worry.
Bro, the thing is like, where I'm standing, how much he crashed out for was like chump change. Not even chump change. It's like it was like a good amount, but like it's not enough to like, oh my god, I'm legitimately like ending everything that I have with you. You know?
Well, he said he wasn't American.
Yeah, he was Euro.
Yeah, so that's not like a lot of money for him, I guess.
Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Still, it's a loan, and who knows if you'll actually pay it off. Like, yeah, you could probably pay that off, like, especially if you know, no, but the interest would climb up, so it would take a while, and I don't know how much euros get paid. Sometimes they get paid less, and they work less. So, like, for me, it would be like on my old job, it'd probably be like a few weeks to pay that off. If I saved every single like cent from it. But then again, you gotta consider the time, right? It'd probably be like more than a month or two. If I think about it. And then, you know, the interest would climb. That's why, chat, another I can't give financial advice on stream, I don't think.
You're not a financial chuba.
I'm not a financial chuba. Look at my suit, though. Look at my suit.
Bro, if anyone's gonna be financial chuba, it's gonna be me, not you.
I'm only gonna say this. I'm gonna say go to a bank that is owned by Muslims because they don't believe in usury. If you're taking out loans, they'll probably just garnish your wages, to be honest.
No, they won't garnish your wages. It's just that the quote unquote interest is added on top of your lump sum. So it's like if you want to borrow like 10K with like a 4 or 5% interest, what they'll do is they'll you will have a 12 or 13K loan,
Mhm.
and you have no interest.
I've never taken out a loan with them, but I did hear if you do need to take out a loan, do that. You want that flat upfront interest because you don't want usury to be a thing.
Mhm.
I hate usury so much. It's just a garbage practice. Anyways, and it's a sin. It's a sin. It's such a garbage. What was I talking about before I went into this entire tangent? We talked about the gachi. Oh, we talked about gachis last week, and now we're talking about a gachi again.
Yeah, that's because of the Sheena crash out.
Yeah, man, we gachis aren't getting a better rep than unicorns right now. Oh, last
Yep.
week was unicorns. Now it's gachis. Ah, it shifted. We're gonna hit all the. Next, we hit the normal fans. Watch for the normal fan crash out where they complain about some contemporary BS that happened. And then we get to make fun of them. It all comes full circle. I hope so. Well, I don't hope so because that's like drama. It's a poor VTuber. About.
Yep. You legitimately are dooming a VTuber for so much drama.
But they're normies! They're normies, they don't understand. Oh, hello, Seismic. Yeah, it is the new model. Me currently. It's just a little customizable. It was like a default, so it's not like it's not that expensive. In fact, I have it linked. I should link it on my channel as well. But I have the link where you can buy the customizable. It's only like $17. You gotta make your
Wait,
own.
it's $17 for like a small cheap booth model?
Yeah. You gotta make it yourself. Like, you gotta do the editing yourself. Like, you know. Exactly. It's not that expensive at all. So,
Are booth models always that cheap?
no, but this person's price range, right? The mama papa thing, right? Yeah, I'll go she, is giving them out for like 17. You could get a pixel version, or you could get the, you know, the little chibi, which I have. You do the customizing yourself, though, in VTube Studio.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's all nice, and I like this little custom model. But then again, I'm spreading awareness, there'll be copycats. Like, if I gave you my settings for it, you could just be me.
Huh.
Anybody could be me. I saw, actually, I was made aware of a VTuber. He streamed, well, I don't think he was a VTuber. No, maybe he was a PNG tuber. He has like a little rabbit. Oh no, you showed me it. You showed me it. I'm like, who showed
Yeah,
me it?
Mug.
Yeah.
He's Kapipi.
Yeah, he has a little model like mine. It's from the same
Yep.
one. Yeah, he just customized it a different way. Like I said, it's very cool. You get to pick the coloring yourself. You get to do all the little details. There's a lot more women options, I'll tell you that much.
Mm.
To get like how I am, you had to like there was very limited options, but I did it. I pulled it off.
You made email model become male. Congratulations, our first transgender VTuber.
Are you I hate you. I hate you. I hate that. I hate this chat. Oh, I should set up the cry. There's also the expressions I have to set up. Like there's like a crying one. I can look like this though. I cry every time. But yeah, it's not like a custom model. The person who does this, I think, makes most of their money off of the actual like custom tailored ones, because their price range is like 2K to like 4.8 hundred.
Hmm.
And they make really cool ones. I'll actually completely endorse them, not only for their little like cheap models, but the custom models. I saw mecha designs. I'm like, artists are scared to do mecha designs.
Why?
They're too intricate and overdone. But not overdone. They're over. They're kind of extreme to make, right?
Mhm.
So, I know an artist, right? And her thing is, she won't do mecha, or she'll ask extra for mecha, because it's just so much like over design. Like mechas are over designed. It's what makes them look so cool, right?
Yep.
Um, it's the fact that they're so over designed is why a lot of artists sometimes say no mecha, no robotic parts. So any artist that goes around to making like mecha parts, I feel are really admirable. And the person who made this little chibi model also makes mecha based ones. So I said, oh my god, it was more expensive. No, I think they made there was a 2K one that they were showing that had mecha wings on it, like a toggle for mecha wings. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. Can you imagine?
Wait,
You're
wait.
playing.
There's a cheap, like, there's a 2K like 2000 like USD version of this, which had like mecha stuff.
It's not a chibi. It's a straight up VTuber model,
Oh,
and it had like mecha wings. It was really cool, and the 4K model had like an entire armor suit for it. It was so cool.
Hmm.
It's so cool. Can you imagine like V just activate like, guys, I really need your energy to win this one boss fight, and like I'm like, I'll go full power, and then I use my mecha wings. I activate my mecha wings. That's so cool. That's so cool, bro. If you ever, okay, I don't know if you have the tism, but if you're ever a VTube, if you open up VTube Studio and you look at your expressions and stuff, and you look at your little model, you look at your little guy, I don't know if it's everybody, but I get really autistic about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the way I look like this, or I do that. It's so cool. That's kind of like about VTubing. Like when I was a PNG, I used to find like little simple things. I'll do a theme like this, and I like the way this little thing works. But then, like when I first ever did the VTubing, I was like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, look look at the little faces I could do. Look at the little wobbles. And look at the cool stuff I could do. And if I had mecha wings, it'd be so over, bro. I would just be like, I would have an autism like overload. I find it amusing.
Hmm.
It's a joy in seeing it. I don't know. I can't really explain. It's a feeling, bro. You just have to feel it. But really, it actually is just a feeling. More than a feeling. Anyway, sorry. Do you have anything like any other time? Oh, the H3 thing. You were going on about that, right? Or did you already
Well, a
cover
bit
it?
about that. But yeah, H3 is just like, man.
Yeah, because I kind of wanted to go back to that to explain why the iDubbbz betrayal. Like, he actually did betray. That guy stuck up for him.
Yep.
That guy stuck up for him, right?
Yep.
Like, and all because of current political topics and all that, and because of who the people who are influential against that, right? Because he was like torn between two sides. He jumped on the Hassan train of all things and betrayed like somebody who would always speak up to him, used to collab with him. It's like scummy. They just want to all be like a part of this one group, and it's gross.
Yep.
So I hate that. Like, you don't backstab your friends like that, bro. Like,
Well, that just means that they were ever friends, which you know what that is. It goes back to what our good old Papa Jim used to say. You know,
yeah, you have online. You don't
I
really.
don't have any friends in like in YouTube. Only have people who I like make content with.
Hmm. But I mean, they like hung out and stuff, so that was actually like scummy. And yeah, they straight up spoke on his defense, right? He defended him multiple times, and then he just gets backstabbed. Just
Man.
just because Daddy Jim said that, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't mean you can't like. There are people with different mindsets. There are people out there who will. Sorry, I'm burping. Uh, excuse me. Sorry. There are people like that, like H3. Like, I feel like he does take care of his friends well enough. And that's
Well,
but yeah, he had enough just to have the. I don't know about his fans, but I mean, like he was even speaking to, he was on a podcast with Hassan, and then he was like, oh yeah, we can no longer be on a podcast because of this disagreement we have. 'Cause- But
mhm.
but that's more. He's kind of. I don't like H3. I'll tell you that much. Like I told you, I was very neutral when I first heard about him, and then I didn't like the. I never really saw anything like much of that, and then I heard about the what we talked about earlier, right?
Mhm.
And I will say though, you can't live in those kind of circles though.
Yeah, that's
Especially if
true.
that's when you put like you should notice when somebody's a clout chaser and just be like, yeah, it's not gonna work out with them.
Dude, especially with a lot of them in YouTubing, you know? Because for
Yeah,
them, it's all about the fucking money.
yeah, you gotta if you are trying to make friends online, it's kind of weird to say, but if you are trying to make friends online or you're trying to like, I guess, suck up to somebody or defend them, just make sure they're not a clout chaser.
Mhm.
I think there are still genuine people online, even though I believe in that whole dead internet thing, because every like big post is just bots everywhere. They're everywhere. They scare me because they all reply the same thing, or they reply with like an off-topic thing, you know?
Yep, chill threads, you know?
Yeah. So there's not a lot of trust out there. Trust levels at all-time low. But you can probably trust me. Yeah, you can actually.
Well,
I have
if you
nothing
had to
going for it.
choose between the government and Lumi, who would you trust?
Lumi. Unironically,
Mm.
it's the government, bro. I'm not trusting the government. Uh, uh, Tommy Ito put on a watch list for saying he said he didn't trust the government. I think healthy skepticism, especially towards your government, is good. They always keep things like on the down low. I sometimes talk about it with like friends groups. I'm like, do you hear about like these files that had no attention, like they gathered like no attention,
Hmm.
and people still believe to.
Like a certain like painter whose birthday it is today.
Oh yeah, it's his birthday. Well, yeah, it is his birthday today now. Mm, that's funny, but do I talk about that? Do I really? I'm thinking. Give me a sec. Okay. Um, being vague posty, it would explain why Operation Paperclip went so well.
Well, you do have the CIA files that literally said that he's alive after 1945.
Yeah, but I'm just explaining it makes the transition to a lot of people from that party to like signed, like big, what do you call it? Like positions of not really power, but um, like in like academic fields, I guess. Oh, besides, of course, Hugo Boss and Volkswagen. I'm very familiar with the Hugo Boss brand. I used to say to people, I'm like, oh, that has a kind of a sordid history behind it.
Hmm.
But I'm like, it's still a very upscale brand and a very high, like, they're very upscale. Like, if you own a Hugo Boss suit or pants or then shoes, they're usually good, good to have for status. I was talking to a woman who was buying okay, so in China,
Hmm.
she was buying stuff for her family in China, and I think she was mentioning clothing brands with me, and there was I mentioned she mentioned Polo. Polo being like a
Oh, yeah, Polo's like really popular over there.
yeah, Polo's like a huge status symbol. So I was talking to her about other brands that she could consider because I'm like, oh, I know a few other brands. There's also like Hugo. I don't know how good it is there, but they are very big and they're very international. They're a German one. And I
Hmm.
mentioned something like Michael Kors. If for men, like I don't know if that is like as widespread. No, Polo for sure. Polo, but you gotta avoid certain. If you're buying for Chinese, okay, this is my lesson for chat. If you're buying for Chinese relatives, if you're out there in the states and you're like buying for Chinese relatives, do not buy Polo. I've seen it while walking through other stores. Don't buy a Polo Club or a Polo of America or whatever it's called. You have to buy the straight up Polo brand stuff because that's their off brand. You don't want their off brand.
Hmm.
That's my lesson. You could tell it's different because they usually specify it in the logo and they use different logoing. They put like Polo Club in it or something. Uh, yeah. So I know. Well, some people know. I know a lot about like clothing. I'm not gonna make my own fashion business. Can you imagine? Tom, there's already so many Tommies. You know when I think about it, there's already enough Tommy brands. I can't open up a Tommy brand. They're going to be like, oh, Tommy Ito? Oh, I thought you meant Tommy Hilfiger. Or, oh, Tommy Ito? I thought you meant Tommy Bahama, bro. There's so many Tommy brands. It's saturated. It's saturated. Tommy Bahamas are pretty good on vacation, though. You ever buy one of those?
No.
Ah, they buy if you want like a good you're going vacation to somewhere tropical. Tommy Bahama's pretty good. Their shirts are nice, light and airy, and they usually have shorts. They usually make shorts and very tropical looking shirts, and they're good for like all ages of men because for older people you look like you're on vacation. You look very distinguished, even if you're like an old man. For younger
Mm.
people, you could wear it more fashionably and make it look good. You gotta pick something that's less. I would say, go for something more wild if you're younger. If you're going for the younger look, you want something like with pink in it. For all I'm talking about, pink is usually like a younger person's color because boomers won't touch it.
Are you like trying to give unk fashion?
I'm giving all fashion advice, not just unk fashion.
It literally sounds like unk fashion.
Yes, Your uncle. I can't say. I can't. Okay. I just realized how
Unk
awkward.
fashion.
I realized how awkward my name is when I say, like Tommy. You
Hmm.
know, Uncle Tommy.
Call me Unk.
Tommy Unk. We'll go with that.
Call me Uncle.
Unk Tommy. Unk Tommy fashion advice. I'm I only I don't only know men's fashion, I know women's fashion. But that's because women ask me for advice on fashion and then I have to like look at their skin and I'll be like, oh no, you see, the way you're wearing that doesn't go well with your complexion. You should get something darker. Or your complexion looks pretty good with that. That lighter appeal really highlights your complexion. Kind of deal.
Did you know a lot about fashion? What colors work well on me?
On you? I have to think it over. I've seen you wear like brighter colors, but you tend to wear darker colors, which actually works better for you. I think wearing the darker colors actually reflects better on you than wearing the lighter colors.
I heard that pink goes well with me.
Pink, you if you wear a pink dress shirt, that unironically, you if you think pink goes well on you, you should wear more pink dress
No, I
shirts.
was told that pink goes well with me. I don't know if it does go well on me.
I'm just saying, just try on a pink dress shirt, see how it looks on you. You, I think, would actually look better with like a pink tie, like a pink, not tie, a pink dress shirt and, I think a navy tie. Yeah, a navy is like a darker blue. You should probably give it a chance. I usually don't go out on a whim and tell people like I have to look at this like the clothing personally, but I did have advice in my DMs about like, oh, what would look well, what colors would look well, right, on me. And I usually give that advice based on what the options laid out are and how daring you want to approach. Like if you're wearing pink, that's pretty daring because that's like a young person's color, right?
Hmm.
So the pink, um, like I said, pink and the navy blue would probably work well if you want the tie. If you want to wear something else, um, go with navy blue like slacks for it. Actually, when I think about it, yeah, navy blue slacks. Try that combo out. And then if you do want to wear the tie, also navy. You don't want to stick out like you don't want to. When it comes to colors, you want a color scheme, kind of like a VTuber model, right? Like with this model, I did put color scheme into it. I wanted more navy, but it looks kind of like okay. Hold on, I'm gonna grab my model real quick. Eee. Nothing's too like striking on my model, right?
Hmm.
Like the eyes go well with the tie. That's what I was thinking about.
Hmm.
The white shirt's neutral, so it doesn't matter too much. The problem is I wanted the coat and like the lapel for the coat. That's fine. That's like lighter, but I wanted the pants to match the jacket actually. But it was really hard because the texturing on the jacket is a lot darker than the pants. So I'm like, I'll have to cope with the lapel being like the same color as my pants there. And then everything else, like the silvery mechanic, like little
Well, I thought
attachments,
that you wanted the pants of the dress shirt, like the jacket, to be the same color.
not entirely. Well, yeah, now I look at it, that would be stupid. I actually like this. I'm glad I thought about this. It highlighted a little darker, like darker. I sometimes don't want to match. I know, like, it's supposed to be a suit separates kind of scheme. Like, suit
Hmm.
separates are supposed to match, they're supposed to be the same color. But this is like a regular coat on top of like a on top of like pants, so it's good that it like. Oh no, you're right, you're right. Yeah, I wanted them to match, and then I want the lapel to be lighter. That kind of deal. You're right. I corrected myself in real time.
You mean I corrected you in real time?
Yeah, you corrected me in real time based on what I said. Yeah, I just want this part to look lighter, and then I wanted the coat and the pants to match. Because it looks better that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm stuck with this. But at least I don't put too much. Okay, do you ever see like those furry OCs? Like the
Of
like the neon green and it looks like barf, and they put too much. Like, why is green paired with hot pink? Neon green paired with hot pink. It doesn't look good except if you're like doing yoga or something. And you're a woman. It doesn't look good on fur. So I've said. I'm not much of a furry, but people always like pass like. Okay, so there's a lot of communities that like judge OCs and all that,
Mhm.
and I usually look around at those. Like sometimes it's just videos where like some person's rating just some random OCs to laugh at, and they always point out like the extreme colors, the extreme bright colors being on like everything. It's gross. Do what's a thing? I don't like that neon green color. It's for certain activities, like if you're outside at night and you want people to see you when you're outside at night, yeah, neon green's good. If you're doing yoga and you're pairing it like hot pink, it's fine. But it's okay, I'll tell you the combo, right? Hot pink top and then yoga pants, neon green. And that's women's fashion. That's not men's fashion, so I hope you don't go around with that.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gay.
Exactly. I wouldn't do it myself, but I have to highlight these things, both in men and women. I don't know why I have to. It's just a skill I picked up over the years. I blame my home economics class.
Oh,
What? You never taken a home ec class? It was instead of doing like actual subjects, I took a bunch of elective subjects. And one was like home ec, so I'm like, okay, I could do that. And I learned about color schemes that way. Like I don't like some of the advice. Some of the okay, I'll tell you why I don't like some of the advice. So you'll notice this in movies too. You know how they always have like everything's blue or orange? Blue and orange? That's a color scheme practice. It's because the complementary color for blue is orange, and vice versa.
oh, is it just color theory?
Yeah, it's supposed to look better. Do you want pairs with red? Just take a guess. There's only like a certain amount of color. It's not a primary color.
Yellow?
No. It's green. Green's supposed to be red's complementary color. You can see in the background that we have like some goodies that are like there's red next to green over there. But that's if you want to my personal take on that is because of Christmas colors. Red's always paired with green. Did you notice that? Because, like I said, when I did make this model, I don't go with the traditional red. I go with like darker reds. For example, because when you want to pair colors that aren't complementary, you don't want them to be bright. And that's why I said the hot pink and neon green kind of work, because they're super bright and they're complementary. But they don't work if you're just like throwing them all around on a crazy model. I think that's too striking. But that's why they do it, because they're like, oh well, those two are complementary colors, so the lighter versions of those colors will obviously be, they'll work. Stuff like that. But yeah. Oh yeah, I just said when you were guessing, I'm like, it's not a primary color, and then you said yellow. You literally said a primary color.
No, RGB is primary colors.
RGB. No, you're not thinking about it. Green in color theory, green is not a primary color.
Really?
Yeah, green. You mix yellow and blue, and you create green that way. Primary colors are red, blue, green. And the reason it's an
RGB primary colors.
Oh,
red,
not
blue, green.
Red, blue, yellow. My head hurts. It's red, blue, yellow. See, you kept saying RGB, and I got I got gaslit. It's red. Yeah, it's. Do you know the reasoning why it's red, blue, yellow?
Why?
Because
No. Color theory specifically says RGB.
Yeah,
specifically.
But okay, it's when it comes to art, right? You can't mix into a green. Well, no, you can mix into a green. You can't mix into a yellow. You can't take two colors and make yellow. You can't take two colors and make blue. You can't take two colors and make red. That's just how.
Oh, I'm looking at the additive model. Yeah, you're talking about this like subtractive color theory.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one I grew up with, not your light model. But yeah, because you could take, like I said, yellow and blue, and you make green, and then it becomes a secondary color because it's not primary. You can't mix into red. You can't mix into blue. You can't mix into yellow. If anybody wants to debate me, I will debate this.
Well, I'm going to debate it because the thing is, you're thinking about subtractive colors. I think about additive colors.
Okay, so.
So you add red and green to make yellow.
Huh? It makes it mush.
Yeah, it makes yellow.
I'll have to freaking
check your DMs right now.
I'll check it. I could be wrong. Visible color. This is visible color spectrum. Subtractive. But does it work? Okay. I'm gonna put that theory to test. I'm gonna pick up painting again. I'm gonna see how red and green mix. And if I don't get yellow, I will post it and I'll send it and I'll put it on my Twitter. And I'll put it everywhere. I'll be like, I was right, or I failed horribly. I'm sorry, chat. So the best thing about being a the best thing about debating is
the thing is
admitting when you're wrong. I know that works definitely when it comes to light. Light's very like that.
But isn't light basically what you can infer from color?
Maybe my eyes are special.
Yeah, special eyes.
I have special eyes.
I think this is what you're talking about, but the thing is, this is still the subtractive color theory.
Yeah, well, subtractive color theory is based. Yeah, but it's still primary. Secondary is still green.
But I'm thinking about the additive color theory because I prefer light instead of like painting.
But painting's
I'm not artistic.
I am artistic. I used to be.
Yeah, that's why you like the subtractive color theory.
Yeah, I like to subtract things. I go, less is more.
Bruh.
Less is more. Except in Booba, then it becomes more.
Bruh. I was about to say.
Yeah. But when it comes
We're looping back to the fact that you like them really young.
No, I just said I like booba. I don't know what you're
Wait,
talking
don't you like them young?
No. I didn't even say
We really
that.
started this-
You're literally
we
trying to
really started-
gaslight me. I
We
didn't.
really started this entire podcast about you saying, "Oh, I want like have
say
I
this.
just make you feel young again," you know?
Oh yeah, but you don't understand. That works because they're like hags. It's better that way.
Bro, Forever 21's closed down. She can't go back.
Who cares? Forever 21 the hags. Forever 21 the hags. It lives on in spirit. Yeah, I didn't say anything about liking them young. I said I like them to make them feel young. That's literally different.
What are they really?
Yeah. In their soul they are. In their soul they still have their girlish charm. It just needs to be awakened. Do you not understand women? Oh. I don't think women like being told they're old. I think it's better to make them feel young and attractive, bro. I think women are fine with, like, I think they're fine with them calling. I think they're fine with being mistaken for, like, high school students when they're, like, 30, bro. Whoa. But do you know what's not good?
What?
Young women who hit the wall.
Oh, one that had 1,000 eye stare.
Or, like, smoked too much, or, like, you know, drank too much, and then they get, like, the fluoride stare with, like, the...
The thing is, you know those girls who have the hold up, let me just DM you the term.
Sorry, I was drinking my coffee. the dead eye stare.
Yeah. Yeah, you just know that they just been around town for so long that they just can't even feel anything.
Don't worry, you could fix them, bro.
Bro, I don't want to fix them.
I don't want to fix them. You're not up for the challenge, huh?
It's not about a challenge. It's just the fact that I don't want to. Why would I want to buy something that's subprime when it only on prime quality? It's just junk status.
Homies, basement dweller behavior.
What do you mean by that?
You see, women can do no.
Like, you're like, oh, women, not the queens, and I'm like, if she breathes, she's a thought.
No, I had to stop there, bro. No, anybody's capable of wrongdoing. But men should be like that too.
The thing is, if she wants to be treated like a princess, then she shouldn't be complaining. When I just want something to eat.
Well, you see, yeah, you're right, but you gotta go with something like maybe, I don't know why they're like that, but you know their cats will love them. I think.
Well, if they just want cats, then why would I be there?
But think of the cats you could afford. Think of the cats you must save, bro. You have to save the cats.
No. Again, if I'm not a degenerate, that flips over my pineapple, you know?
The cats, though.
Nah.
But what if one then you failed the cat? And
again, this is why we have you. She just picks them up, you know?
The screamer. Man, I still can't get over that. It's so cute. Oh yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, what about me? I love cats too. I have a fat cat. Very fat.
You love fat cats.
Nah, I think she should walk around that lazy. That lazy. What I do on purpose, I like get her food bowl and I put it out like far away from her because I know that she never walks over to it. And that do? I pet her? I'm like, I know you want food. I rub her back, and she walks over to the food. I do this every time. I pet her in a very specific spot, like on her back, to get her to walk. I'm like, you better walk over to your food bowl, cause I'm not picking you up and putting you to a food bowl. You lazy. It works though. Hopefully she's not too fat, but she keeps getting fat. But she can move really fast when she wants to. I've seen her climb
And
up a
you
tree.
call me an architect.
Well, I'm trying to make her lose weight.
But yet she keeps on getting fat.
It's because she's lazy.
I wonder why.
She's lazy, that's why. She's
So
sweet.
I think you should like not feed her as much. You know?
I try to, but then she swats the other cats.
Yeah, calories in, calories out.
She swats the other cats and takes their food.
Yeah, just like hold the cat or put it into a cage while the other cats eat.
I like when she swats the other cat. She shows them who's boss.
Yeah, you're legitimately architecting them.
One cat bothered me all the time. Like every time I was about to get food, she would rub against me all the time, and then she'd go. After a while, this fat cat would go up to her, and she would go grrr, and she would smack her, and I'm like, thank you, and then she stopped doing it after a while. It's like, thank you, you're keeping them in line. You're my little brute. I call her my little brute. I'm like, you're my little brute. You're my little enforcer.
Bruh.
It's cute. I like having a brute around to like smack down
Wow,
the others.
you legitimately love the groupies, and you want to have a cat harem.
What?
You heard me.
No, too much cats are a problem. I had to give away a lot of cats. I even gave up one that I really wanted. He was so cute. He had like
Speaking of
stripes.
cats that people gave away, you do know that Necopara 5 is coming out, right?
Necopara. Oh yeah. Wait. There's a 4.
Yeah.
Wait. There's more than one.
Yes.
Dude, this is the same way that like somebody said there's a Path of Exile 2. I'm like, I don't believe that. You're talking about Pillars of Eternity 2, right? And then somebody's like, no, there's Path of Exile 2. I'm like, shut up. And you're saying there's a PoE 3? I thought you were talking about Pillars of Eternity 3. I'm like, I'm losing it. I just remember playing
Bro.
PoE.
The
Yeah.
thing is, this specific version of Necopara legitimately has the ship that so many people wanted, but the author says, yeah, I would never do the ship where it can actually date your sister. But he's like, well, time to make it.
He went back on his principles.
Unironically.
If authors don't crave to the fandom. Don't do it. That's
He
called
said he legitimately said no and went to back like
he
2017.
pandered.
And yet I'm like, oh wait, I'm out of content. This I guess
I'm out of content. I gotta do the sister romance.
I need the money.
I don't just make a new product at that rate. Honestly, if you ran out of content, just like, oh no, why don't you make Necopara Extra, kind of like Fate Extra? Just make like completely
They legitimately made Necopara 0.
0. What's the backstory? And I'm not just talking
The
about.
factor of how chocolate and vanilla went to
Oh,
the first game.
you stopped me from saying. I'm like, what's Coco's backstory?
Bro.
I mean, like I like the Maine Coons. Oh man, I'm recovering right now. Yeah, I have favorites. It wasn't cinnamon. It was cocoa. What's the cocoa best? Oh,
What's in the Cocoa Puffs?
I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro. No, I don't like Cocoa Puff. I like when the milk gets chocolatey, but that's about it. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand people who eat cereal with water. I know that's a VTuber thing, you know. Does that mean I have to eat cereal with water?
The thing is, there was one time where it had cereal with apple juice, and it was really good.
I used to hate. I used to hate putting any liquid into my cereal. I used to eat that stuff dry because I'm like, that's disgusting. The texture makes my autism flare up. And then I grew up, and then I realized, oh, that taste autism is no longer around. And that's why I rate less on the autism test. It's because I'm like, I used to be that way. Not anymore.
The thing is, just imagine Cocoa Puffs with Yoo-hoo.
That's kind of already like, you already get the chocolatey water, like, chocolate. You already get the chocolatey milk out of it.
But you know that gets you that makes you feel really youthful. But there's the sugar crash then.
Sugar crash. I don't know what sugar actually does to me. I don't like anything too sweet. Especially, I love fancy desserts, but I mean, like, I don't like a lot of a fancy dessert. I like just
I know for
a little slice.
Like, sugar, actually, lowers my energy overall.
I feel that too. Like it's like that. Wow. We're just.
But yet you're sitting up so hard and drinking so many energy drinks. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Well, energy drinks are different. I actually like the bitter taste of stuff. I like bitter more than I like sweet. I will like drink the most bitter thing ever, and I will consider it. Like I drink my coffee black a lot of the times.
What?
Yeah, I do. I've had the Irie coffee like without any additives.
So you like it black like your men?
No mutt posting on my stream. No, I appreciate what do you call it? I'm not gonna say anything you're buying. But milk to my Irie coffee. I'm not gonna specify, but milk to my coffee would be pretty nice. If a woman made my coffee, I would drink it no matter what.
The thing is, what would you do if Ari made somewhat warm coffee and put it in between her thighs?
Can I plead the fifth?
No.
I should show you a post I saw that made me lol. You'll probably enjoy it, but I can't repeat it on stream.
But how much would you pay for that? I like how you're shaking your mind.
I want
you
it.
don't want to answer, but I'm saying but I'm trying to get you to answer.
Can we move on? If I say any amount, it will be insane. But it should be a surface.
Bro, bro, she doesn't do it for free.
Why, bro? She does it out of love for me.
So
I don't have to pay for everything. Jeez, you think I'm like, oh, let's go on a dinner date. I'll like pay for opening the door for you or something. Jeez, I'm losing my. I'm not just like a simp that like throw money at stuff. Like I joke about that kind of thing, but I'm really like. If I'm in on like a relationship like that, I expect it to be a service out of love. I'll do the same thing if that's I'll do weird things too.
Oh, are you sure about that? Don't test that hypothetical out.
I kind of like how I like this. My eyes kind of look like heart eyes. It's not helping my case. It's not helping my case, bros.
Do you want to test out that hypothetical then?
Let's move on.
Well, we can't move on because it's like the thing is, you said
Let's.
that you're gonna send a post, and you didn't send the post. So we're
Oh
just gonna wait
yeah.
here until you send that post.
Fine, I'll send the post, but I'll tell you I can't repost it. I can't post it anywhere else. And definitely don't read it out loud because where the heck is it? Where did I save it? Fudge, I forgot where I saved it. I'll have to go through chats. Hold on.
So if Irie says for you to
No.
put on whipped cream, would you?
Sure, why not? What's wrong with that?
You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Hmm.
I'm ruining all the fun in your answers.
Well, let's take it a step.
No, let's
further.
not take it a step further. I'll just show you something.
Where's the post, Tommy? Where's the post?
I'll get it. Jeez, I have to search for it. Fudge. It was like
Man.
ages ago, wasn't it? I'll have to search for myself. From
The thing is, like,
I can't
I
can't focus right now, bro.
bro, the thing is, I legitimately am looking at the fact that Nvidia screwed up so badly with this launch that I'm checking out some micro centers that I could be somewhat close to, and there's so many 50 series cards that are on the shelf not being sold, like over plus 10 like in stock, and yet none of them are selling.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it says that every single 90 series card from AMD are getting sold instantly, like in less than a couple days.
yeah, it's really cool, isn't it?
And Nvidia screwed up so badly that they're now trying to open source CUDA 32, which means AMD can now have CUDA support for old games,
That's
which
really
defeats like kind of the purpose of Nvidia's walled garden, because they screwed up on the 50 series because they like deprecated CUDA 32 support, which
Yeah.
means there is no reason to buy Nvidia anymore.
yeah. That's why I'll stick to my 30 series and call it a day.
Dude, I have a 30 series, but I'm gonna be upgrading to like 90 series soon.
Yeah. Well, as long as it works for me, it's going to work for me. That's all I'm saying. Until, what, you think games will improve in any meaningful way? No, we don't improve gameplay anymore. We don't improve freaking game mechanics. We improve, like, oh my gosh, look at how good our processors are, and look how good the shading is, and look at this bloat. Sick of bloat, bro. Sorry.
Bro, like if AG people could like feel the weight of the modern software upload, they'll be like gooting so hard.
Dude, it was insane. That shit makes me, like, mad. Oh, here it is. I finally found it. I'm gonna open the link. Save. Why is it WebP? Oh, well.
Man, you have WebP, loser.
No, I just opened it and it becomes WebP, unfortunately. I'm gonna save it as y'all. Why? That's... Yeah.
But I do say, like, I am glad that you had AMD buy out that like encoder in AI Shop
yeah.
like a couple years back for before the 90 series launched, because it unironically made it so that you have a lot of YouTubers and streamers not be very dependent upon NVIDIA anymore for high-end processing, where you still have a lot of upgrade path
Anyway.
for...
Yeah, so that when you mentioned dies, that kind of like got into my mind. There are no better ways to die horribly.
But imagine that, but naked with coffee.
Imagine. Yeah, but imagine like dying like that.
Bro, you know my thighs are like bigger and like actually thicker than hers, you know? What?
Ew. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
I
means.
know it's disgusting as a male, but the thing is, like, that just means you need to like actually like bulk up your Oshi, you know?
Uh, he's
Make
doing
her go to the
he's
gym more.
doing the architect thing.
Dude, you know I'm only architecting more muscle. Not fat, more
Sure.
muscle.
But you know, women when they get fat in the right places.
You mean you just want more squish zone?
Uh, a healthy amount of fat is okay. Especially
You're
for
saying
the
that you want more
squish.
squish zone then.
Yeah. Why are you
Hmm.
silent? Why are you judging? Also, there is an echo on your end over there. Man.
But you know what I mean by squish zone, right?
Yeah. Nice love handles.
Yeah, and the thing is, I do know that
Squishy.
fat does transfer into like more of
Squishy
the woman's
tummy.
parts, the men. But still, I don't want to be like purely fat because then
Yeah,
it's a
I
split the
know.
entire
Cause then,
body fat ratio,
yeah,
and then it spreads over the heart in other areas.
cause then they
So like,
become, because then they become lesbian. Then it becomes like a lesbian deathbed thing.
yeah, it's just like at that point the like propensity to marginally not exercise and be like more unhealthy in the next like couple years is increased more.
Yeah,
So it's like, is it really worth it at that point? And like,
it's not
I
worth
bounced that
it.
out
Don't
like,
worry.
no, no, it's not.
Yeah, I think about it too. As much as I want like everything to be like, no, I'm not an architect. I don't care. I'll accept her in any form. I don't care. Let me wander off stage right now. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm back.
So, so
I went to
you
get
like her as Balberry?
I went to get the milk.
So you would like her as Balberry then?
Balberry?
Do you not know about Balberry?
Okay, well, first of all, I would have to know that, and then also, before you explain, I gotta go grab some milk again. Oh, I thought of a stupid joke. Did you ever see that one that one animation by that Joe guy? And it's like, there's a tax on soy milk or something, and then they go to Obama, and Obama's daughter's like, "Oh, why don't we just tax weed and make weed legal?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then finally, my lactose intolerant son, who's like this weird looking guy, and the daughter's also lactose intolerant, right? Go, yeah, then we can have soy milk without the tax. And then it like goes into the future, and it's the same woman from the start going up to the employee, and she's like, yeah, one coffee please. And she goes, with weed milk. And then he's like, okay, but there's like a tax on weed milk. And then she shatters.
Yeah, yeah. Check your DMs. That's Balberry.
Hold on. Do you know
So
what?
you're like so you're fine with them being this big then.
No, that's the lesbian deathbed thing we talked about.
Oh.
Anyways, what I would do be like treadmill. You do your treadmill, you do your squats every. Well, you can't do squats in that position, but I do tell. But I do tell
Wow.
her. I do.
Wow. Technically.
I do tell her to do cardio. I always bother her about the cardio, and she's like, I've done treadmill recently. And I'm like, okay, as long as you're doing tread. But I'm like, hey, you keep complaining that your hiney is tiny. Do more squats.
Mm.
See, I'm like you, but I'm not like, oh well, I do tell her to eat, but that's only because she told me to eat one time, and I never let that go. It's a personal grudge. It's a personal grudge. Plus, she says she stuff like that. And so I talk about stupid things on these podcast episodes that I'm like, oh well, this is public info anyways. He either talks about it on stream or like in the chat, in the Groomcore chat. Oh my gosh, Groomcore. Did you hear about the new Groomcore policy?
No.
They're is it like a face? They want facial recognition now.
Oh yeah. Discord wants facial recognition if you want 18 plus content, and they're rolling out in the beta form.
That. Well, you know what? I know what state was that. Nobody cares about New Jersey. Nobody. Heck, they think that New Jersey is just like, what is New Jersey? It's New York. You know, they're just New York wannabes. They are. Well, the northern part. But I go to
What?
I go to New York. Everybody knows that. I post pictures on like a social about that. I'm like, I go to that same restaurant you showed. Do you want this guy always orders? You know that guy we went last time? He just orders fries and chicken, and I'm like, we go to fancy restaurants.
Oh my goodness.
We go to fancy restaurants, and you're always ordering the chicken tendies. It's fun though.
He can't stop being autistic.
It's fine though. It's always good to have that one friend who's like, yeah, I'm gonna order the chicken fingers and the chicken thingies and call it a day.
SMH.
I think everybody has a friend like that, right?
Sure about that?
Yeah. Gotta have the one friend who orders the chicken tendies. They're the what do I refer them to as? Not really the soul of the group, but like the I think of soul. I was thinking of like soul food, and I just realized I'm like soul food is just southern food, but like with way too much spices on it.
Not really. It just depends on where you go. Because if you go to the really bad southern food places, yeah, they just put like a ton of spices on it and say, "Oh yeah, that's soul food." It's not soul food. It is just absolute trash that they just like slop out.
No, I mean most of like culture is just built up of like southern stuff. I don't know how far I should go on this topic. Cause I'll start talking about. Oh, cause I look at ancestry demographic maps a lot, right?
Mhm.
And you know, a major demographic in the U.S. is actually German descent.
Mhm.
And there was that recent decision to make like English the primary language of the U.S. The reason, do you know the reason why there was no language on foundation?
Why?
Well, a lot of the settlers were actually of German or Dutch descent, and they're like, maybe one day everybody will just start speaking German instead. So let's just keep it open then. English isn't our official language. Plus, we're already like at conflict with the English. So they assume that people would be speaking German at some point because of how many settlers were German. So yeah, if you look at a map, there is a large percentage of people of German descent in the U.S. So that's the reason why it was kept like that. But yeah, like if you go south, you know, they have the African American demographic, so a lot of the slang and food culture kind of come from like southern culture.
Yep.
That's why they say howdy, y'all. Well, they say y'all, but they don't say like howdy. But except that one video where oh he took the long drag. Oh yeah, howdy, bitch. Oh, it's like make me laugh. I love that bit. Look at my end Tom. Look how smooth he is. He's like he blows the whole drag and he's like, howdy bitch. I'm done. I think I've been keeping my laughs down, so I'm really yeah, without daily laughing because people are telling me to smile or they're telling me like, oh, you look good when you smile or you have they make me laugh. I'm just over here saving my laughter. It's horrible.
And I'm just like taking all of them away from them.
Yeah, I'm taking you 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 didn't value my smile. I'm gonna cry. They didn't value my smile enough.
I'm steal your smiles away.
It's hard to smile. I have to like look up in order to smile on this model. See? It's just a small little smile. It's not like the Luce evil smile that I always did. Where I said, double... Wait, what was it? Double G's? All me, bros. See, now I look upset when I say it. He hates double G's, bros. He hates them. That's why he's unhappy. I love them. Anyways. We should go on to a different topic, maybe.
Or we can close it off with your favorite bit,
We're not talking about the bit.
but we had to at least talk about the bit if we want to close it out.
What if I just said, like, Otsuchuba instead? And then, like, closed it out?
Well, then I would have to like pry that out of you then.
Okay, do your best.
Well, let's go to that post then, shall we?
No, it's not. Okay, never mind. I don't like the bit. The bit's terrible. We have to overcome the bit. We can't talk about, my... We can't talk about my soldier every...
But that's the bit.
But we can't. We can't just talk about my pipe.
But don't you want to lay down the pipe with Irish size?
Okay, we talked about the bit. Otsuchuba. Good night, everybody. I can't believe this.
Otsuchuba.
Okay.
What?
I'm just saying.